Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Double C Outdoors. Today, talking about how me and my good old buddy partner Cade pulled off a fifth place finish at the THSBA tournament at Lake Houston. So, we're from Texas. So, when we think of Texas bass fishing, what are the first lakes that come to mind? Well, Rayburn, Toledo, Amistad, Falcon. These humongous fisheries that really, my dogs, that you can go catch 25 to 30 pounds on a daily if you have the fish found. But let's talk about the differences between these lakes. I mean, Lake Houston's average depth is like 6 feet, 5. I don't know. It's freaking shallow. Rayburn, 9 months out of the year, you fish deep. Get back, dog. I mean, you're fishing really deep. 25, 30 feet on a Carolina rig 8XD, 10XD. I mean, that's just how it is. So let's talk to Cade, call him up real fast, and figure out just how we did this.
Hey, I lost you.
Yeah, I was in my room. So we're outside and I got it restarted. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
Let's start from the top.
So, top is Lake Houston sucks.
You're dang right.
Okay. It's a bad lake. It's not even. I don't even think it's a. I don't really know much about Lake Houston. But I don't even think it's a bass lake.
But I mean, we gotta say, when it comes to Texas bass fishing, you have places like Rayburn and Toledo, or Amistad and Falcon that you can go catch 30 pounds on the daily off of.
Yeah.
And then there's Lake Houston where you're lucky if you catch 8 pounds or 3 fish for that matter.
Yeah. You're right.
So let's just talk about, let's see how we pulled this off and why we had better strategies than these other people.
Well, I just think we were prepared because we knew we got to fish shallow. I'm dang sure nobody fished deep because if they did,
You can't fish deep.
they're retarded. I mean, the deepest you can fish is probably. I mean, the deepest we saw was like 20 feet, and that was in a creek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got one deep in that big hole right there in the river bend, but that was just a bunch of shad and crappie, and there was a bunch of old men sitting on that hole.
Yeah, the old men sitting around their old aluminum boats. But I mean, I think we knew how to fish shallow. I mean, I'm not saying a lot of people didn't. I'm just saying we knew like what to fish.
Yeah, I do think you're right. And I think what kind of helped us is, this tournament was scheduled for September the 21st, and it was hot. And we went up there and pre-fished the weekend before, and we realized that we were flipping in September. I mean, it was hot, but it was post-spawn. And in any other lake in the country, these fish would have been in 20 feet.
Yeah.
So we ended up catching them with 3 foot of water in September. But then when they canceled it due to our meltdown, Gage, be quiet. It moved it back to December, which we're thinking it's going to be 20 degrees, but it wasn't, and we still ended up catching them in a foot of water.
Yeah, we're flipping December just like we were flipping in November at Rayburn in pads and crap. But
Yeah.
that's how we caught our first fish at Rayburn. I flipped in some pads and caught 2 fish back to back.
Yeah.
It was crazy, because we didn't know what to do. But we were really confident with Houston because we knew it was shallow. We didn't know what.
Well, it fit our fishing style.
Yeah. And Rayburn can be from 40 feet on a 2-ounce jig or whatever to stinking 2 feet flipping beds.
You're right.
And that's not the case with Houston. Houston, it's a shallow thing because it's crap water.
So let's talk about that. The water clarity on Houston compared to other Texas lakes. big bass lakes, like I've stated, Rayburn, Toledo, Amistad, and Falcon. Uh,
Well,
I can
well,
put it on the dot that every time I go to Rayburn, no matter if we just had a rain or it's been 2 months, there's every bit of 3.5 to 4 foot of visibility.
yeah.
Same for
And,
Toledo.
and I've in an Amistad. I've never been there. I've seen pictures of it. You can probably see 30 feet deep.
I mean, it's hill country, South Texas hill country
Yeah.
lake. It's rock bottom, dude. It's not mud.
Clear river water.
Yeah. What about Lake Houston though?
You probably got 3 inches.
3 inches.
You
Yeah.
better be doing something like a rage crawl or a kraken crawl. Don't be throwing no Cinco, because you ain't going to catch nothing.
Yeah. So let's see. Our fishing style is throwing soft plastics, flipping,
Yep.
cranking, spinner baits, and chatter baits.
Yep.
So that's how we fish.
Mm-hmm.
Now it kind of just fell into our hands that Lake Houston sucks, and we had to throw a spinner bait, chatter bait, and flip all day long.
Yes.
I mean, no other way you could have done it.
We knew what to do, but we really didn't know the lake, so we just had to, it was kind of like you got to go off the textbook. You can't just say like on the Raven. You can't just say, oh, we're gonna go to the beach and fish all that dang hay grass in there. Or we're gonna go to Buck Bay and fish a bunch of hydrilla. We didn't know what was in that lake really. We knew there was the railroad trestle with the pilings.
Yeah.
We knew there was, and y'all fished the day before. I couldn't miss school, but y'all fished the day before, and y'all found that little cut.
That was a vital cut though, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I caught our first fish in there, and it kind of slowed down. But then we came back, and you just were hammering them on a swim bait, and on a spinner bait.
Yeah. So, to talk about that, see, we were there at what take all. I want to say fishing time started at 6:30. I want to say we ended up at our spot at 6:20, watching boats getting run over and watching boats run onto a sandbar running 65 miles an hour up the bridge. I mean up the yeah, up the river. So we're sitting in our spot, knowing these other people are like, you hear at 6:30, you hear a bunch of dang Yamaha Mercury motors running. I mean, they screaming them suckers up this lake.
Heck yeah!
And
It was funny. We heard this guy come around the corner, and I was sleeping. And your dad tapped me in the shoulder and said, "Watch this." And he comes around that corner, and you all hear it.
you're right. But let's see, we fished that cut, and you caught our first fish, which was what, 15 inches?
Yeah, I was a keeper.
And yeah, we caught that first fish. I mean, it was like 6:35, and then we went what? Man, it was not at least we probably went 3 hours without a fish.
Yeah,
And then I caught that one on a spinnerbait that I thought was a giant. And he ended up being 15 inches.
yeah, it was just a fish, but it was a key fish because we got our second keeper in the boat.
You're right.
And we knew 30 fish would get us something.
Yes. So we ended up from there. Let's see, we ran up the river and couldn't get no more bites. So we went back to when we pre-fished in September and said, okay, let's run to the railroad trestle, which is on the other end. I mean, out of the river to the other end of the lake.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, maybe I'm dumb, but it was a blessing that we couldn't get out the river.
It was.
Because at that point we said, all right, we can't get out the river. We got 5 in the boat. We've called once. And, okay, let's fish bulkheads and these docks. Well, at this time, we have 4 or 5 rods on the deck.
Uh-huh.
We had a spinnerbait, 2 flipping sticks, a chatterbait, and there's no telling, maybe a buzzbait or something. We had a couple rods on the deck. And we went down the bulkhead, and I started throwing that dang 5/16 silver war eagle, and I caught the one fish off of that old rotten dock.
Yeah.
And keep to yourself, I've never fished a dock in my life. So we caught that in cold, but we got to one dock. Now let's talk about this special dock and how you predicted it was going to be key in this tournament.
Well, we pulled up and we were fishing these docks. You caught that one, but we weren't having much luck because you know how dock fishing can be. It's like
It's a hit or miss.
They're either there or they're not there.
Yeah.
But like grass, I'm a fan of grass. They're always
yeah, I love grass.
But docks are different. They're going to be it's either on or off.
Right.
So we're fishing. I think we probably fished 4 or 5 docks before this dock.
Yeah, probably so.
We only caught one fish on them. We're kind of, what the heck are we doing with these dang docks? But then we pull up to this one dock, and it looks pretty good. Okay, we have just a regular dock, but then it's a boat slip. Yeah, there's a dock, and it comes out with an L. There's a little walkway and an L, and there's a boat slip facing one way, and a boat slip to the left, perpendicular to it.
Right.
And we start fishing the first boat slip, and you catch a few. I catch a few small ones because that's how it is.
Always.
Then you catch a freaking probably a 3-pounder.
Yeah. I want to say it ended up being 296 or.
That's a good fish. I mean, that's not giant, but I mean it's Houston, dude.
It's Lake Houston. I want to say we ended up like 5th in big fish.
Yeah, and it's not that fish was like catching a 6-pounder at Rayburn.
Exactly.
That was really the turning point in our day was about it. I think what was the last cast, like 2?
No, last cast was 3 o'clock. It's always been 3 o'clock, hasn't it?
Yeah, 3. So I think our turning point was probably at 2:30.
Yeah, when we caught that 3-pounder.
2:30.
Yeah.
It was all because we just started whacking them off that dock.
And I think what was good about that dock is it had the boat slip on the normal end of the dock, and I think we only caught 2 fish out of that one boat slip. But in between the boat slip and the walkway was this little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a cove almost in the docks with a big old ladder. And we all know, fish a ladder, you catch a fish. So it's almost like they may have had running water back there, like from the rain, because it was off a hill, and when it rains, the water's going to flow right up to where we were catching them right there. Yeah. And I mean, we massacred them. Will we catch 10 fish off that dock?
Probably so. 8 to 10.
How much did we caught 4 or 5 fish off of the dock?
Probably so.
Man, I'm just saying, that tournament kind of fell into our hands, even though we had better tournaments. We could have went. Realistically, I would have thought that Livingston or Rayburn would have been our best tournament.
Yeah, but Livingston, we got skunked.
Yeah, Livingston I hope we don't ever fish Livingston again.
Yeah, me too.
I did catch a keeper off of it, crappie fishing, a couple days ago, though. Off of our spot.
Yeah.
But I really thought Rayburn was going to be the tournament because we fish that lake all the time, year round. It don't matter if it's September, October, November, December, we're on that lake.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a couple key spots. And we caught a 4 1/4, and I pulled off a 6+ the day before the tournament.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. You're on them, and then you're not on them.
You're dang right. So, what would you have to say to the people on YouTube who are thinking about going bass fishing on Lake Houston?
I mean, I got mixed emotions about Houston. I mean, it can be it's gonna be hard if you don't know how to shallow fish. Okay, if you don't know how to, if you're one of those guys who likes to go out and throw big old Carolina rigs and deep diving crankbaits, don't waste your time on Houston.
Yeah.
Okay? If you like to get nasty with them and get a big old flipping stick and rip them out of docks and trees, overhanging trees and crap, do it.
If you're one of those Greg Hackney, Gerald Swindle type of guys,
Do it.
I mean 8-foot flipping sticks, right?
Yeah, try it out because, like, can be. I mean, have a challenge. Going to Rayburn and flipping and throwing Texas rigs and stuff. It's not really much of a challenge.
No, you catch 10 fish a day.
People do that to catch food because you catch a lot doing that. But then go to Houston, challenge yourself a little bit, and go fish Houston and see what you can do.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So I guess the thing of the day is shallow water fishing, and I believe it's fell in the perfect time. You know, it's May the 8th. I have, made a 100 on my last quiz for this semester in college, and I mean, I'm off for a little while. I feel like it's May, and what do? You shallow water fish until they go back out deep, and then I still shallow water fish.
Heck yeah, I mean, deep fishing is all right, but shallow fishing, I strongly believe, and a lot of people say when it gets cold, when it gets December, I mean, I'm not saying, because December wasn't cold for us at Houston.
Yeah.
November wasn't cold for us at Rayburn. But when it gets really like February, January, even early into March, when it's cold, when it's drizzling and you just hate yourself.
And you can't feel any of your fingers, and you keep backlashing.
Can't feel your fingers, and you hate yourself for even stepping foot on that boat.
Yeah.
You can catch them in grass.
That grass holds water temperature, produces oxygen.
It holds heat. It produces oxygen. Fish will be in that grass. Don't think just because it's 40-something degrees and the water temperature is 53, you have to go fish offshore channels and offshore trees, sunken trees and stuff. You can, if you're confident in your Texas ripping ability, your weightless Cincos, your jigs, anything, or even slow rolling a rattle trap or a chatterbait, ripping a rattle trap out of grass. If you are confident in that, do it. Okay, it's all about confidence. And people say go fish deep, go fish deep. If you're not confident in fish deep, don't do it. You're probably not gonna catch fish.
You're right.
I'm be honest here. I'm one of the most honest guys out here. You're probably not gonna catch a fish if you're not confident.
I believe, and Gerald Swindle says this, and I believe that he has spoke the truth because I realize he is really honest. Is he says, or did he say, being positive on the water, doing what doing your confidence deal is how you're going to catch your fish. If I'm confident in going and throwing a 10XD and a Carolina rig in 45 feet of water to catch a fish, and you're confident in throwing a dang, a weightless Cinco in 6 inches, we're going to catch fish.
Yeah. I wouldn't say 6 inches in stinking February, but I'd say grass. Anything grass.
Yeah, you gotta fish. You gotta fish your strength. If it's a jig, fish a jig. If it's a crankbait, fish a crankbait. If it's a dang Texas rig, son, pull out the flipping stick.
Yeah, and I don't want to share. I don't want to share this secret I have, but I guess I'm gonna do it. I mean, should I do it, Cross? I think I should.
I mean, it's for the marvelous viewers on YouTube.
For the marvelous viewers on YouTube, when you're fishing and you're having a rough day, you're having it don't matter what time of year it is. If you have hay grass on the lake, you go up to that bank. You find clumps of it. You find where it's all matted up together. You grab a Texas rig, you grab a speed worm, a baby brush hog, a rage crawl.
Heck yeah.
A Z crawl.
Yeah. Anything, yeah.
Shallow. Pitch it up, and there's sometimes holes in that hay grass. Pitch it in the holes, pitch it all around, pick it apart. And I'm 95% sure, because 5% of y'all suck at fishing probably, but I'm 95% sure you're going to get fish.
Yeah.
That's my most confident fishing right there, is fishing hay grass. And clumps.
Yeah, I feel like that's where we come. You know, where we live, that's where it comes in. I think we live in a good spot. We're an hour and a half from two of the greatest bass fishing lakes in the country.
That is true. That is true. You're right about that.
I can go an hour down or 55 minutes down the road, and I can be at Humphrey Pavilion on Lake Sam Rayburn, or I can drive an hour and a half down the road and be at 6 Mile or Fin and Feather on Lake Toledo Bend.
Heck yeah.
Or I could drive 5 hours and go to Amistad or Falcon.
Yeah, so
That's a bucket list. I'm going there one day, but it ain't today.
not today, boys. Or you can just drive about 30, 45 minutes down the road and fish the crap hole lake of Lake Houston.
Oh, I mean, just. Oh, and if you're going to go fish Lake Houston, you done made up your mind, I'm going to Lake Houston, and I'm going to catch one of these 9-pound sacks that are so famous. You better pick your trolling motor up and your big motor up because you're going to be in 2 foot of water at all times unless you're in the river.
Better have a push pole because we didn't.
Yeah, push pole would be good too. I mean, just pick up your motors and go to pushing.
Hey, just grab a T-post and use it.
I mean, you might as well just get out the water. It's only knee deep.
Do some wade fishing.
I mean, all jokes aside, I think that it was good that we had a Lake Houston tournament, and I think it sucks that we're not going to have one next year because I feel like we do good again.
We have one next year. Where's our tournament?
Well, I pulled up the schedule, and I will pull it up again. If you'll hold up, I will read it off to you. I feel like it's a pretty dang good schedule, to tell you the truth. Let me just pull it up real fast. Oh, wow, I just spelled that wrong.
Hey, and when is regionals again?
Oh, wow. That's not it. June the 6th.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me just pull it up. I'm at the website now. All right. 2021 schedule. All right, let's just click right here. All right, so we fished the Houston Division. So this is what we got. On September the 19th of 2020, we have Lake Famous Conroe. On October the 10th of 2020, we have Lake Somerville. October the 31st, 2020 is the good old Lake Livingston.
Oh, yeah.
February 20th, 2021 is Sam Rayburn.
February.
Yeah. And on March 13th, 2021 is, again, Lake Conroe. And then April 17th is the good old Lake Palestine for regionals.
We're going to Palestine?
Yeah, we're going to Palestine. I found this other division that I thought about fishing, and it's on Lake of the Pines, but we'll talk about that in a second once we get done with this video. So, to all the viewers out there who think this video was stupid, I mean, give it a like. If you think we're idiots, subscribe and give it a like. But, again, thanks for watching, and we are signing off on this video. See y'all next time.